Welcome to Optimal Timelines. My name is Sean, and this is going to be your monthly TAROTSCOPE for your North Node by sign and house for May 2024. Now, if you're new to my channel, the reason I use the North Node in readings as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign is that it's recognized in astrology that your North Node is your North Star. It's what you're here to learn, master, and experience in this lifetime. So it's much more relevant and accurate in readings than your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign. Now remember, you're going to want to watch two videos, one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house. So with that, I'm going to connect to the energies and we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see and hear this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, North Node in Aries and or the first house. This is going to be your May 2024 Taroscope reading for the first half of May. Okay, really interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you for the first 2 weeks of May is the Three of Pentacles reversed. And when I saw this, before I even got the other cards out, I was thinking in my mind, like I was feeling this has to do with, you know, your work, career, what you do every day for a living. Even if you're not working, this is going to apply for like looking for work or whatever, or even if you're like a stay-at-home parent or whatever it is you do on a regular basis. And then the thing that's reinforcing this thing about work is your first card on your timeline is the Eight of Pentacles. So again, we have this kind of work theme. What I'm feeling like, we'll get into the rest of the timeline in a minute, but what I'm feeling like when I saw this is you're going through this period of time of transformation for the first 2 weeks that may be a little uncomfortable regarding what it is you do, work, career. Some of the things that I'm getting, there could be like there's maybe a lack of energy or zeal or like obstacles that are in the way. It's going to be different for each of you, but just kind of like a little bit kind of tough going is what I'm seeing. For some of you, it could be like not being fully recognized for your talents and what you do every day or in your work or career, or it could just be, you know, not seeing that side of you or you feeling that way, you know. And again, it's like kind of like this energy of struggle. But I will get to the good news, okay, because there is like I see a clear path that you're gonna take naturally. Most of you're going to take different avenues, but it's going to get you to the same place. Now, as I said, on your timeline, you've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is again work, and then you've got the Six of Wands reversed, and you've got the Seven of Wands. And so, you know, this is kind of like there could be this like again lack of confidence regarding work, regarding career, and just necessarily it could be things are on shaky ground for it's just everything that could be stressful or worrisome regarding work. Okay, that if, as I said, each of you it's going to be different, but again, feeling like it's not quite going in the right way. And then with the Seven of Wands reversed, it's like just kind of have feeling of maybe not being on top of things like you feel like you want to. Okay, so again, all these different areas of work are coming in regarding how it's moving, and it just could seem like a little sluggish. For a few of you, it even could be like actually too much work, or you know, like kind of things like overwhelming, like a burden type of a thing. So the answer to all of this is going to be found in your advice cards. And your two advice cards are, you've got the Three of Wands reversed, and you've got the High Priestess reversed. Now, the reason that this is happening right now is this is something on your North Node that's training you to kind of build like a fiery warrior spirit in moving forward, like taking the obstacles and whatever you're facing regarding work, career, what it is you do every day on a daily basis, or even looking for work. It's about you're learning to overcome these obstacles. So with the Three of Wands, okay, this is about like looking at or thinking about your ideal future, like where it is you want to go. So it's basically goal setting, right? So you're being told that if you can think about, even if it's just in your mind, if it seems unfeasible at the time, but just think about where it is you want to go in your life with what it is you do. What are your dreams? I mean, is it for some of you it could be like making a hobby into a business, or starting a business, or going back to school, or whatever it is, but you're being told to like kind of look and plan in your future. And for a lot of you, it could be because so much is going on, you haven't really taken the time to kind of think about, well, where is it I ultimately want to go? And you're being told to like not stress about it. Like, don't think about where it is you want to go and then think of like, how am I going to get there, and stress out with that. Just dream, think about where it is you want to go, and the other stuff will come at a different time. The important part of that is not to figure out how to get where you want to go, but just to understand where it is you want to go, and everything else will follow. Now with the High Priestess reversed, this is definitely a card about self-empowerment, and that's the other aspect to this. Because when someone, if you hear of somebody, let's say I'm going to tell you a story about a person who empowered themselves. When you think about that, what does it seem or look like to you? Is it a person that is already like super strong and powerful, and then they empower themselves even more? Or normally when we think about, that's not how we think about it. We think about someone who is making a transformation from not being their full powerful self and transforming, empowering themselves, right? And that's what this is saying. This is saying that what this is, the reason this is happening is that when you learn to move through this energy and through these obstacles by planning for your future, seeing the future that you want, what happens is you're empowering yourself with this High Priestess here. And this is somebody that is able to be balanced. You have the black and the white pillar, someone that is comfortable in their mind and in their emotions and in their energy. Okay. And so this is what you're learning, because when you empower yourself, the only way you can do that is going through some sort of obstacle, or adversity. Um, Anything that you want to, like, you're learning to do a skill, or you're learning an instrument. So you have to go through some sort of a learning process and an obstacle. And when the obstacle's overcome, you're empowering yourself. So yeah, that's what that that's what this is saying. And I want you to go through this. Take some deep breaths, take care of your energy, and just know that this is here to strengthen you. And when you get to the other side of this, because I feel like you're all going to accomplish this, maybe at different levels, but I don't feel anybody's going to be left behind. I feel like there's going to be progress made. So anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be headed in the future, there's going to be a link to my website in the description box below. With that, I'll say thank you. Go out there, make it a great first 2 weeks, and we'll see you for the middle of May. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Taurus and or the second house. This is going to be your May 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the first half of May. Okay, so the card that popped out for you is the Seven of Cups reversed. And when I saw this, what I was thinking was, and I really felt that there are there could be some emotional confusion going on in your life right now. And what I mean by that is kind of like not understanding emotionally maybe which way to go in your life with various situations. It could be like there's like choices to you, and it could seem a little bit kind of everything's up in the air emotionally. And this is a really good news because this is like for most of you, it's the end of a cycle that I'm seeing here, an end of a cycle to where it's like when you end one cycle that may be difficult, I see you coming into a cycle that's much more positive, and you've learned so much by what's gone on the past like year, 2 years, and it's like especially in the last 6 months. So it's like this end of this cycle that I'm seeing. So your timeline cards are you've got Temperance, you've got the Seven of Wands reversed, and you've got the Nine of Swords reversed. So starting with Temperance and relating to the emotional choices, what is going on here is you're sorting out things emotionally in your life. It's like almost like cleaning house in a way. Um, you're blending the different energies together emotionally in order to make sense of them, and in order, it's like I'm getting the definitely this image of, even though there's confusion, you're in the process of cleaning it up. Like I'm getting this picture of, like, let's say you were in the kitchen and you pulled out a box of straws or something like that, and you pull one out and the whole box goes all over the place, and you start picking them up. Where you're at now is you've gone through the initial spill of the straws, but now you're in the process of picking them up, putting them in order, getting it together. But you're still in the process. Okay, so it's not quite finished. And what this is doing is this is getting you through this cycle, this last cycle, as a different person going into the next one. Now the next card here, the Seven of Wands reversed. Part of the feeling that is coming right now is feeling like you're not quite on top of things or have things completely under control or in hand. Okay. And so it's just this feeling, but it's part of the cycle, and part of it's like this inner alchemy that's going on with you. I feel like what you're doing is everything that you've gone through and you're going through now is strengthening you emotionally. And even though it could feel weird for a lot of you right now emotionally, it's going to get cleaned up. Like you're in the process of doing this. And then the last card here in your timeline is the Nine of Swords reversed. And so this is where a lot of the worry and anxiety is going to start to like leave you, and you're going to start to, it's like at the end of the cycle we do, it's like this purging. Okay, so I feel like a lot of you, your sleep is going to improve, just like a more relaxed state, and definitely not as much like worry and fear about anything in your life. It's just the end of this long process of what's happened. Now, what's coming for you in a great way, and the advice cards you have are the Knight of Cups, and you've got the Six of Swords. So, starting with the Six of Swords, this is definitely like moving away from stress, moving away from anxiety, moving away from turbulence in your life, or and moving on to a better place. Okay, and it's a process. It's a healing process. It's not like when these people cross this, lake or river, to get to the other side, to get to calmer waters, to get to better days. There's a healing process when we are in the process of healing. We don't just step on the other bank of the other side of the river and then instantly we're better. It's this process. So be patient with yourself. And the big thing to do is, what this is really doing is, with this Knight of Cups, is this is a renewal of your heart, of your true self, your true heart, a place in you that may have been forgotten, a place in you that maybe when you were younger, you were more aware of. And I see this coming back. It's coming back where you're getting this. It's like I'm getting this feeling of like it's like a anti-aging of the heart. Just getting this whole energy of this is the reason this has gone through this, because there's two ways we can go when we've gone through, as a human, when we've gone through things that are like emotionally very, very trying. One of two things can happen. It could, out of protection, like we could numb our hearts and we can back away, from the emotional side of life. That's one area, where we get scarred, right? And the other thing that can happen is when we go through things, it can reset you where, and that's where you're at, where it's like this reset where you've gone through this and it's like this relief, and it's like you're getting back to who you truly are in your heart. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing that I'm seeing this transformation. So just remember, you each one of you that are watching this are at different levels at the end of this cycle, but you are all at the end of this cycle, ready to start this new cycle with a fresh, renewed heart. And that's why all of this is taking place, because a fresh, renewed heart, but with the wisdom and experience of what you've gone through. It's really a beautiful thing. So anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your timeline has been and where it could be headed in the future, there's a link to my website in the description box below. But with that, I'll say thank you. Make it a great first half of May. We'll see you for the second half. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Gemini and or the third house. This is going to be your May 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the first half of May. Okay, really interesting. So the card that popped out for you for the first half of May is the reversed King of Wands. And if you watch my channel, you know that when I talk about the court cards, which are, the King, Queen, Knight, and Page, they can represent energies in our life, or they can actually represent real, people. So in this case, I feel like this is representing someone in your life that's most likely a fire sign, or that has a, astrological fire sign, very prominent, that kind of energy in their chart. So like an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius type of energy. Okay, so they might not necessarily be a fire sign sun, but it could be a moon or a combination of that, or north node, south node. Anyway, I feel like it's representing a person, and I feel like we'll get into your timeline cards, because we're talking about, with the Seven of Cups here, the first card on your timeline, emotional choices. Okay, and I think that each one of you have choices. You're being given this chance to look at many ways that you could go and handle this situation with this person. Now, this person, it could be anyone in your life. It could be a love relationship. It could be just a family member. It could be a friend. It could be a work associate or something like that. Okay, so for each of you, it's going to be different, and you're going to know what it is. Okay, because think of someone in your life right now where you're emotionally trying to figure out what road to take, or like for ongoing, ongoing in the relationship, which way you want to go in it, just any kind of emotional choices, and that's your person. Now, the other two cards on your timeline are the High Priestess, and you've got the Wheel of Fortune. Now, what this is doing is this situation's coming up to where you're being given an opportunity to follow your true heart instincts without being influenced by your mind or what other people think or what you think you should do, as opposed to what you feel like you truly need to do. Okay. You're having the opportunity in this situation to really come ahead on your timeline, to really take it to the next level for success, okay, for happiness, success, okay. The Wheel of Fortune that comes up, this could be a big turning point. But what you're being asked to do is you're being asked to look at this situation and make the most correct emotional choice about this relationship with this person that you can. Now, as I said before, the way you find that truth out, because this is about you finding your truth and finding your direction. You might have to explore a couple of different, ideas in your mind or whatever. But when you come up with something, you have to ask yourself, okay, is this something that I truly feel like this choice am I going to make? Am I making it because of a reason that isn't purely coming from like my soul, from my heart, and are you making it because you think it's the best idea because your friends will like it that way, or you'll get approval in some way, or whatever it is. Everyone makes decisions like that from time to time where we're not doing it from a true place, but what we think we should do as opposed to what we really feel like we should do. And so that's whenever I see this with the high priestess, um, with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is about you growing to the next level on your path. Okay, now your two advice cards. We'll put these down for a moment. Your two advice cards are the Knight of Cups, and you've got the Eight of Swords reversed. Now, the tricky thing the reason you're going to make this choice in the right way is if you can, with this Eight of Swords reversed, let down those thoughts in your mind, let down the guard, and walk away from those thoughts that are having you make choices in your life that aren't based on your true self. Okay, and this is where the mind comes in. It's like we can put in all these different conditions on our life, like, am I going to get approval here? Is this the right thing to do? How does this look on paper? Like, if I do this choice, and I might feel differently deep down inside, but I'm going to do it anyway because of. If you're making these choices because of anything else that's not that's besides that's truly inside you, that's not what you want to do. And that's where the mind will come in, because you'll overthink things. That's the danger here is you'll overthink things, and when you overthink things, you're losing this down here. Now, the other advice card is the Knight of Cups. Okay, so this is saying, again, this is the romantic dreamer. This is someone that's completely connected to their heart. But the thing about the Knight, which is interesting, is this is where it's an energy card, right? But the Knights are cards of movement. So what's happening is when you make this emotional choice, and it's the right choice, it's like unlocking the next level here. You're moving forward on that next level to just to more success and happiness. Okay, but again, that's the reason this is coming up is you're being asked to block out your mind, okay, and really go with what's inside you with this choice, okay, whatever it is. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you, and you found some value in it. Reach out to me in the comments. Let me know how this reading resonated, and also I'm curious how this plays out if you know who this person is, and like what choices you might make. I'm always curious to see how this plays out. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal tarot reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Or if you'd like to have your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be headed in the future, there's going to be a link in the description box below. With that, I will say thank you. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Cancer and or the fourth house. This is going to be your May 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the first half of May. Okay, interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you is actually the Devil. And if you've watched my channel for any length of time, everybody knows that I look at the so-called scary cards in a different way. They're not the Devil, Death card, the Tower. They're not horrible cards, but they're just reflections of energy that we can go through. Okay, so in this case, what the Devil's saying is that there's an issue with the first two weeks of May, where you could be dealing with a couple of different things. You could be dealing with some sort of kind of like fear or anxiety. It could be like kind of like the boogeyman of like what's going to happen or whatever. A little bit of like stress that way. So like a little bit of fear, or there could be for some of you they're in within your life. Sometimes the Devil could be some sort of like addiction. So maybe somewhere within your life there's an addiction situation going on. That is not necessarily like addiction to a substance. It could be addiction to a way of being, a way of life, a way of reacting. It could be addiction to, whatever it is, video games or whatever, food. There's lots of different ways. Okay, so that some of you could be dealing with that in your life, but or there's some sort of like a kind of a fear or anxiety. The reason that this is happening is that this is breaking you through to the other side, to a better place. And I feel like this is for a lot of the North nodes this month, they're at the end of a cycle, like end of a difficult cycle or somewhat trying cycle, and moving into a better cycle. Okay, you're at the kind of doorway, and I feel like that's like you're just right there. And sometimes it's like when they say like it's darkest before the dawn. So you're working through this, but really positive things are like right around the corner. So your timeline cards are, you've got the Ace of Pentacles reversed, you've got the Sun card, and you've got the Seven of Swords reversed. Now, what I'm seeing here is that for some of you, there could be a situation where you're dealing with, money, finances, property, things of value. There could be also something involved where you feel like there was a loss of some sort, or there's some sort of like deficit. And this is all part of this end of the cycle. It's kind of like, if you look back, because what I'm feeling is if you look back the last year or more, this whole cycle has been pushing you into a stronger emotional resilience, and stronger bonds. I feel like most of you have been able to strengthen your bonds with people around you, with relationships around you. Okay, for each of you, it'll be different, different relationships, but it could be your significant other, your immediate family, extended family, friends, even work relationship. Okay, so this is part of this whole cycle, but it's difficult because you're still kind of at the end of it, and you're ready to break through. Now with the Sun card, it's always a good card because I feel like it's like you're right there, you're right on the threshold. What's going to put you over the edge are two things. It's found in your advice cards. You've got the Chariot reversed, and you've got the Empress. And what I feel like is what is going to really help you through this cycle is I feel like the Empress is representing those in your life that are willing and able to nurture you on all levels. Okay. And everyone watching this, I don't care what, gender you are, what sex you are, what age you are, whatever it is, we all need, um, nurturing, even if it's just, and that's different for everybody, but it's like, even if it's just a kind word or a kind gesture, some of us, like, um, the nurturing in different ways, okay? But there's different kinds, but it's still that, even just like a small kindness, okay? But there's people in your life that you're being asked to talk to about things, ask for help if they can, or assistance, or share your feelings with those around you that can nurture you. And what that's doing is that's helping you usher in this cycle, which is going to reward you for kind of going deeper emotionally and for strengthening your bonds. Okay. Starting with the relationship with yourself, and then moving on to your immediate family, or, those you live with or whatever. Anyway, I feel like, that's one of the big things. So it's going to help you move through this. So if you need to talk to somebody, if you need to get some sort of a help or assistance, which is essentially like, but any sort of like, nurturing, because they're there for you. Each of you at least have one person, even if it's just a friend. It could be, most of you know probably more than one. And, they might seem annoying to you, like, but because you don't normally need a lot of nurturing if you have your North Node in Cancer, because of your South Node in Capricorn. Now, the other part of this is the Chariot reversed. Now, what this is that this cycle that you're going through is trying to redirect your path. So when you are going through this, you're strengthening yourself emotionally. You're connecting with those who have the ability to help you, nurture you, just be there for you in some way. When you're doing that, what you're doing is you're correcting your path, and you're going on you're literally correcting your trajectory and your timeline to a better one. Okay. And I feel like most of you are, if not all of you, are going to do that. It's just to different levels. How much are you going to be able to kind of go through this and kind of learn from it, open up emotionally, and really take those strengthened relationships that most of you have been working on and work on them even more. But yeah, what this is going to do is all of this stuff that you've gone through, any fear and anxiety, any sort of, you know, reliance on ways of being, or addiction, whatever it is, whatever you're dealing with, whether it's with you or somebody else, I just feel like it's getting you to like correct your path. So yeah, the great thing about this is, really great cycle coming up, and you should take advantage of it. Just realize there could be a little discomfort as you finish this off, but that's why those people are there to help you, right? So anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. If you'd like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be headed in the future, there's a link in the description box below to my website. With that, I'll say thank you. We'll see you for the second half of May. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Leo and or the fifth house. This is going to be our May 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the first half of May. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Powerful, powerful stuff here. So the card that popped out for you is the Ace of Cups, and occasionally I'm always getting some sort of visuals when I'm seeing cards, and I'm getting like intuitive hits. but sometimes they're more elaborate. And this one I saw like there's a lot going on emotionally with all the north nodes this first half of May, and you're no exception. But what I'm seeing is that you're at this place right now where the first half of May and even going into that, like I actually feel like for a lot of you, it's like the beginning of spring when you're starting to see this thaw. I'm getting this image of like this, you know, big iceberg melting, or like a large, piece of ice, and underneath is this like, beautiful, like springtime. Okay, so I'm getting this whole like vibe of thaw. But what's happening for you is you're in this point of transformation where you're given the opportunity to really, like, I'm seeing igniting of passion in your heart, meaning passion for life, what it is you want to do. But it's all driven through the emotions and the heart. For some of you, it even could be like, yes, new relationships or a renewal, the opportunity for a renewal of some sort in a relationship that you're currently in. Now, anyone that's been in any sort of relationships for a number of years, I would say, when you go through this, relationships um, go through a lot of times renewals. Okay, they don't. Most of them don't stay stagnant, or they usually fluctuate like up and down throughout the years. And there's these periods a lot of times of these renewals, and I see like that's an opportunity here too. But I'm seeing like passion. I'm seeing like living more from your heart. All of this energy, kind of coming in. And again, I'm seeing this for a lot of the north nodes. It's like we're seeing a new cycle that's coming in. Now, your timeline cards are, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, you've got the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and you've got the King of Swords reversed. So yeah, when I saw these, it was like so obviously it hit me right away with this whole story. First of all, this is the cycle, okay? The wheel goes up, the wheel goes down, the wheel goes around, okay? These are cycles. This has to do with, everything's cyclical, okay? And you are on an upcycle. You're on the verge of doing this upcycle. One of the things that's happening during this upcycle is with the Knight of Pentacles reversed is you're getting unstuck. Areas of your life that you felt stuck or stagnant are becoming clear and that are getting unstuck. So we're seeing movement forward for you, okay? That's one of the things. And then with the King of Swords reversed, okay, this is your South Node, okay? Swords, okay, rules Aquarius and the 11th house, okay? So, and this is reversed. And so you are taking the best and the wisdom that and the gifts that come from your South Node, and you've learned from them, and you are now applying them and getting unstuck in this like basically renewed heart energy. Okay. Now your advice cards through this whole process are, you've got the Nine of Wands and you've got the Chariot card reversed. So the Nine of Wands, okay, this is about looking and being strengthened by all your experiences, everything you've gone through, everything you've learned, and hopefully we learn from our experiences. We learn, like, even, especially from the bad ones, we learn to make different choices, both mentally and emotionally and physically. Okay, this is about learning from it. And so what's happening is you are taking everything that you've learned from going through your path and your South Node, and you've learned from it. And that is why this is ushering in this new cycle for you. Now, the other card here, the Chariot reversed, what's happening also with this is the Chariot, again, is a card of balance and movement. You have the White Sphinx and the Black Sphinx. And when they're both moving together in unison, the Chariot's able to go forward, and it's able to be directed in whichever direction the Chariot rider wants to direct it. Okay. So what's happening with the reverse Chariot is it's becoming upright, And this is it's like a path correction. Interesting thing, I'm seeing a similar type energy for a lot of the north nodes this month, new cycles, and also um, movement forward or adjustment of your timeline. But yeah, really, really powerful stuff. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, there's a link to my website in the description box below. With that, we'll see you on some more videos for the second half of May. Many blessings. This is going to be your monthly TAROTSCOPE reading for everybody with their North Node in Virgo and or the 6th house for the first half of May. Okay, so this doesn't happen very often, but occasionally it does. Two theme cards popped out for you for the first half of May. You've got the Nine of Swords reversed and the Eight of Cups. And what I'm seeing like for the first 2 weeks of May is there's definitely something to where a lot of you are in the process of making sense of something, some emotional situation or situations in your life, and you're making sense of them, and you're moving on from them and moving away. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean from a relationship, okay? But that can be part of it. But what you're doing is you're moving. It's like moving in a positive direction, no matter what that is. It could be like, for example, sometimes in a relationship, even if there's a challenging relationship in our life, whether that be friends, family, romantic relationships, work, whatever, sometimes relationships will evolve and they'll change direction in a really good way. So that could be it too, without actually leaving the relationship. Okay, but it's about making sense of it. But some of you could be done with one area of your life. That is a possibility. Now, the positive thing is with the reversed Nine of Swords, what we're seeing is I'm seeing a lot of you anxiety lifting from you, worry and anxiety is kind of, like I see better sleep. And again, I'm seeing a similar energy for a lot of the North nodes. Like it's definitely there's this opportunity of like moving on from something. Okay, but I do see this like relief, and you're getting this relief because are going to be making sense more in your mind and in your heart about something emotional in your life, emotional situation. Now let's get into your timeline cards. You've got the Six of Wands, you've got the Five of Pentacles reversed, and you've got the Ace of Cups upright. So, looking at the top card, the Ace of Cups and the Six of Wands, okay, we're looking at this new energy that is coming into your life, that you are finally like freeing up emotional energy, even physical and mental energy. You're freeing that up from something that you've already made sense of, and you're ready to like move away from it. It's like, even if it's an experience, you're just moving away from it. And what's happening is that you're entering this phase of like more success, feeling more empowered, especially emotionally. For some of you, you could be getting primed for, if it's on your timeline, is like a new relationship could be coming in, or could be even developing, or preparing your heart. I'm getting this whole thing of like, getting your heart ready, and it's for more love in your life. And that could even be like more friendships, better work relationships, all of that. But yes, it could include romantic relationships. Now, here's one of the keys. The Five of Pentacles reversed. One of the reasons that this is happening is most of you, if you think back the past year, definitely 2 years, you've had to rely on people more. Like, I think you've found people in your life that you can rely on more, including yourself. I'm getting with this. That there you found resources within yourself to help yourself. You've also found resources in people and relationships around you that have helped you through this, whatever this is for you personally, whatever your path that you've been down. But again, this could even be, as I said, even something that's happened to you in the past that you're making sense of, and that was causing you, just worry or stress, or just something that was always in the back of your mind. It could mean that too. And so, yeah, like I just see this relying on yourself, relying on those around you. You have resources around you, which is like kind of helping you through this whole thing. And that's one of the reasons why you've been able to like work through all this. Now, what are your timeline cards? You've got the Four of Wands upright, and you've got the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So, one of the things that you're being told to do is you're being told to approach life in a practical way, approach your life in a practical way, but don't stress too much like about the details of things, but approach it in a more way of kind of celebrating life. That's what this Four of Wands is saying, and approach it in you know with this like kind of new heart energy that you're developing. Go into it with being in touch with who it is you are, the resources you have around you, meaning like people resources, and don't worry about the details of it. Now, for some of you with the reversed Ace of Pentacles, there could be a situation of this ongoing, maybe worried about money and finances, and that's going to be something that you're going to have to navigate through this. But I feel like if you're able to stay within that heart space, and you're able to not go back into, like I'm feeling for a lot of you, a situation where you're stressed and you're worried, and it's something that has happened in the past or that is ongoing. If you can stay in that state of open-heartedness and approaching life like that, life is beautiful. I just feel like a lot of this is going to solve itself. It's going to, because you're definitely on an up cycle right now. But yeah, I'm seeing this for a lot of the North Nodes. There's a lot of breakthroughs this month, and I feel like going through the whole summer, we're going to see this more and more. I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, there's going to be a link in the description box below. With that, I will see you next time on some more videos for the mid of May. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Libra and or the 7th house. This is going to be your May 2024 Taroscope reading for the first half of May. Okay, really interesting. So the card that popped out for you is the reversed Two of Cups as a theme for the first 2 weeks of May. And then based on what I'm seeing here, because on your timeline you've got the Lover's card reversed, It's all about relationships for you this first 2 weeks of May. And we'll get into what that means and why this is coming up. But there are going to be some learning and different things, learning, I would say, like possibly some obstacles to overcome regarding relationships for the first 2 weeks. And it has to do with, a lot of it is learning to balance the power within you, and as far as negotiating in relationships, compromising is a big word that's coming up right now in relationships, and there's a lot of learning going on. Let's go into your timeline card. So you've got the Strength card, you've got the Lovers card reversed, and you've got the Queen of Pentacles. So as I said, it's all about relationships, but not necessarily just romantic relationships. Although for a lot of you, it's going to be regarding your romantic or significant other relationships. But this could be, as I said, work, friends, family, other sorts of relationships, that are in your life. And what you're learning to do and what you're being told here is you're being told to tame the lion within you. Now, remember, your north node is in Libra, so your south node is in Aries, or the first house, okay, ruled by Mars. So most of you that have this north node have a lot of like natural fieriness in you. And what you're being told to do is, in order to navigate these relationships the first 2 weeks of May, you're being told to tame that energy, tame it. And one of the things that came up, it's interesting because earlier today I was talking with someone, and I was talking about the book The Art of War. And in this, very ancient text, it's giving you strategies not only like for war, but it's for life. There's wisdom and lessons for us as humans. And one of the lessons that's in there is about, we don't always win battles in our life through the natural means of aggression or assertion or taking charge or dominating, but we can win the battles in our life many times more successfully when we take a more, I guess you could say, passive way of dealing with relationships. Like, we can sometimes be the strong one because we don't have to react or act. And that's kind of what I'm getting here, that you're being told that in this relationship situation for the first 2 weeks, you're being rewarded to tame the natural fieriness in you. Now, don't get me wrong. Look, our south nodes, you have a natural, beautiful warrior spirit. If I needed the backup, or for someone to have my back, I would want like a person that has a strong, like, south node Aries, or first house energy. Okay, you're natural warriors. But what you're being shown here is that sometimes you don't always have to win in your life by through assertion or aggression. Sometimes compromise and love and understanding and compassion, even though it might seem difficult to do, can get you through this. And that's kind of what I'm seeing now. So you obviously have the Strength card here. You've got the reversed Lovers card, and then going over to the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Now, what's interesting is that the transformation that wants to happen is, you already have this beautiful, like, warrior like energy, but when you add to it kind of the compassion and compromise, you're actually tapping more into the Queen of Pentacles energy. And that's what's wanting to come up, and it's not quite there yet. So your two advice cards are you've got the King of Wands and you've got the Five of Cups reversed. Now, what this is saying is that this is saying that there's this blending or tempering of your natural tendencies of your South Node and making sure that you can feel like by taking the steps to like not act and react in relationship situations and by showing compassion and understanding and not always having to like, maybe win something per se, you're going to get further along because but this is going to feel like what this is going to feel like for you, okay, is it's not going to feel comfortable. Why do I say that? So like when we are fighting against, I shouldn't say fighting against, but when we are dealing with our south nodes, whatever it is for each of us, okay, it doesn't feel comfortable. It feels like it doesn't feel natural, okay, because our natural tendencies are found in our south node. So when you do this, when you think about compromise and understanding and cutting people breaks, cutting people slack, and all of that, it's not going to feel right to you naturally because our south node, especially when we first start working on on an area of our south node, it doesn't feel natural to us. But what I'm telling you is when you do that, when you go against how you feel in your instinctive nature and you start working on that north node, what's going to happen is you're going to see a way out of your dilemma. Because like the more we kind of stay in the south node energy, even though for the immediate gratification it feels right, like yeah, I feel this way, this is the way it is, boom, and we just stay in that energy, it feels right for the moment. But what ends up happening is very soon after that, it doesn't feel like things are flowing in our life. So if you can bypass that immediate relief of going into an old pattern in this relationship situation, and you can think about, understanding, compassion, being able to not always being right, let the other person be right, or, hear them, doing all that. If you do that, even though it might feel uncomfortable and it won't feel natural, when you do it, there's going to be long lasting. It won't take very long where you'll be feeling like a long lasting positive result from that. Okay. And then that's what this Five of Cups is saying, is that even though something has occurred emotionally, when you are following, this pattern that I say, which is the pattern of going against your natural instincts and tendencies, there's a way out. You can see it, but immediately it's not going to feel right. Okay. So yeah, it's all about relationships. Just remember the keys here are don't don't react too quickly. Don't these are all, your south node tendencies. Be able to show compassion. Don't have a need to necessarily win. See the other side of things. And what you're doing is you are transforming, you're taking the best from your south node, the King of Wands, and you are creating a, a deeper dimension to yourself, okay, with the Queen of Pentacles, because understanding, nurturing, you're going against your natural fiery tendencies. And that's what's really interesting, because what people don't understand sometimes is that when you already have your south node tendencies and you're able to develop more into your north node, you don't lose the wonderful gifts of your south node. What you're doing is you're upgrading, you're leveling up, because you're learning new ways of being, new skills. So it's not like you're trading even this for that, but you're actually adding to it, and that's kind of what I see in this situation. But just remember those key things. Um, Compromise, compassion, understanding, and not reacting right away, seeing the other person's side of it, and that's what relationships are all about. So yeah, let me know how this plays out. Reach out to me in the comments. I'm curious how this is going to play out for you. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. But if you would like a personal tarot reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. And also, if you would like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, go ahead and get some more information on my website. But with that, I'll say thank you. We'll see you in the middle of May for the next part of the videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Scorpio and or the 8th house. This is going to be your May 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the first half of May. Okay, so the card that popped out for you is the Emperor card reversed. And what I'm feeling like with this is that the first 2 weeks of May, there's going to be a situation where some sort of authority figure, you'll be dealing with some sort of authority figure in your life. Now, what are authority figures? If you watch my channel, you know, like what I say about this. Okay, authority figures, yes, they could be, parents, could be teachers, professors, could be supervisors, bosses, someone like that, someone in authority, or even like government agencies or whatever. It's for each of you, it'll be different, but someone in authority. But I also say that it's also people that are very important in our life, and they're authority figures, not that they have power over us, but that we place them at a very high level. Like when we have very close, significant people in our life, they are authority figures because it's like we kind of care what they think and say, right? And if we don't care and think what they, if we don't care what they think or say about us, then they're not authority figures, okay? But most time, if we're in relationships with people, they are authority figures too. So for each of you, it'll be different. But what you're dealing with is something that is challenging here. That could be, and I feel like you're going to navigate it okay, especially if you can kind of tap in to your kind of North Node energies. But what are your timeline cards? Okay, you've got the Queen of Cups. You've got the Five of Pentacles reversed, and you've got the Ten of Wands. Now, in this situation with whoever this is, and it's one person or it could be like a group of people that are authority figures, like if you're dealing with, like an authority that's like more than one. But whoever this is, what you're being asked to do is you're being asked to look at the resources around you to help you with this so this doesn't become a burden. So what do I mean by that? The Queen of Cups here is signifying your North Node, what you're shooting for. You're shooting for your Scorpio North Node or North Node in the 8th house, which is a water sign, okay? And Queen of Cups is signified by that. So you're being asked to do that and develop this side of yourself by relating with others and asking for assistance, like teaming up with others. You have resources around you, and that's what this Five of Pentacles reversed is saying, that there are resources around you, people that you can rely on, people that you can kind of count on to help you through this. And if you try to do it yourself, which is Taurus South Node or second house South Node, okay, if you try to do it yourself, it's going to become a burden. So there's something with this authority figure that you want to see, who is it around you that can help support you, that can help you through this. So this doesn't become a burden that you have to bear by yourself. And that's where the lesson is. The lesson is that, the eighth house in Scorpio is about connecting with others and allowing them to be a resource in your life. Um, and so life doesn't become like such a burden. Now, what are your advice cards? Okay, you've got the reversed Queen of Pentacles, and you've got the Five of Swords. Now, this obviously, the reversed Queen of Pentacles is saying that this is your south node in Taurus. Okay, Pentacles are an earth sign, Taurus is an earth sign. So this is, you're being advised not to let your south node dominate in this situation, because there's going to be a temptation to kind of say, like, I can do this. I'm going to take the bull by the horns and I'm going to charge through this, whatever this situation is, with an authority figure, as opposed to, who is it that I can like reach out to and, ask for help and assistance or guidance in some way. And so that's what this is saying. This is your second house or Taurus south node. And the reason it's going to be difficult to not want to do this alone is because this Five of Swords is really saying, like, okay, it's a situation that could be somewhat like negative in a way. And there could be some things that within this situation that are like not nice and might trigger you. I'm seeing like this triggering energy with this. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take this and like ask for help and assistance. And when you do that, you're going to be way better off than if you try to just handle it on your own. And that's what this whole lesson is for the first 2 weeks. And the way things go with our south node and north node path is, it's learning and refining and trying to refine the way we react to our life and the way we deal with our life. And so, like I said, you're being told to tap into others. Like, who is it around you that could maybe give you guidance or advice or help you or support you in some way through whatever this situation is. And therein lies the lesson. That's what you're here to learn the first 2 weeks, is to help rely on others. There's like resources around you. And that's a big thing with, Scorpio and the eighth house, is that deep connection with others and not trying to go it, by yourself or go it alone. But yeah, really interesting reading. Just remember those key points of, allowing others to help you or assist you or seek them out, because they are around you. Each one of you has some sort of resources around you that can be of big help to you. But anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's going in the future, there's a link to my website in the description box below. But with that, I'll say thank you, and we will see you for the next half of May. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Sagittarius and or the ninth house. This is going to be your May 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the first half of May. Okay, really interesting. So the card that popped out for you for your theme card is the Three of Wands upright. And what I'm seeing is that this is an energy of telling me, right when I saw it, I knew what it was saying. It's saying that you have everything it takes right now. Whatever skills you've learned to this point in your life, even though you're still learning, you have what it takes to move forward into your future confidently. Because for some of you, there could be this energy of thinking like, okay, I need, more skills. I have to go back to school. I have to get more knowledge. I have to like do this or do that. I'm not really ready to like move into the future I want because there's more like preparation I have to do. And so you're looking off into your future, and the three wands are signifying that these wands are signifying that these are your experiences, what you're bringing into this point, whoever you are, each one of you that are watching this are at different levels. But what I'm telling you is that you are ready to move to the next phase, because there could be this energy in your life of like thinking that you're not ready. You're not ready to move forward into something or to move into whatever it is you want to do. Like you don't feel prepared, is what it is. But what I'm seeing is you are ready, even though it might not feel like it. So your timeline cards, you've got the Chariot upright, you've got the Hanged Man reversed, and you've got the Three of Pentacles reversed. Now, going along with what I just said, the Chariot is you are ready to move forward. Okay. Every one of you that is watching this, you can go to the next step, the next level, whatever that is. Some of you, as I said, you're not all on the same plane, but you can all move forward. Okay. That's what I'm getting with this. This is a card of movement, and it's a card of balanced movement forward. Now, the Hangman reverse is saying that the feeling that you might have is that like there's things that are restricting me, things that are keeping me. I'm not, as I was saying before, I don't have enough education, I don't have enough experience, I don't have this or that. I have to continue to develop this or develop more knowledge or seek more knowledge and before I can move forward. And so a lot of you are keeping yourself restricted. And I'm here to tell you that whatever it is that you want to do, and it's important that you know what you want to do. That's a big thing with this. What is it that you want to do? Even if you can't see the way forward, what is it you want to do first of all, and then know that you can do it. This is about restricting you, taking the restrictions off of you. Okay. Now the other timeline card is the Three of Pentacles reversed. And again, this is playing into the reason I said is that some of you may be thinking like, you know, I don't have everything it takes or the skills necessary to do what I want. And so a lot of times you see this with this South Node in Gemini or the third house, where it's like a perpetual seeking of knowledge and kind of like not feeling quite ready, but you do have the skills to move forward. Now, it's not saying you don't have in the future, you might not acquire more skills or education or whatever it is, or gain more knowledge. That's not what this is saying. This is just saying that you are ready to move into the next phase. You're given the okay to kind of do this. Okay, you don't have to wait for more, but you can, as you move along on this path of, obviously you can like seek more skills and more and more knowledge in whatever this is. Now your advice cards are you've got the Judgment card upright, and you've got the Five of Pentacles reversed. Now the Judgment card is saying that, look, a lot of you for a long time have been feeling like the need to really wanting to like move forward in your life in something, in some endeavor, whatever that is. That could be work or career, it could be in relationships, it could be in whatever, it could be health. One or more aspects of your life you're wanting to move forward. And the universe has been giving you a lot of clues, like wanting, trying to get your attention. That's what Judgment is. It's a wake up call. And you've been getting these, and you know that they're coming in, and it's trying to like wake you up and say, basically, it's like this reading is, you have what it takes to move forward. Just move forward. Just start doing it. You do have what it takes. And so that's what the universe, a lot of you have been kind of getting these messages. But it's a daunting feeling when you I mean, I totally get it. When you are getting messages to move forward and you feel like you should, but you don't feel prepared. But what I'm here to tell you is a lot of times in life, we don't feel prepared to act. We just have to kind of do it anyway, like act on faith. And so those messages that you're getting is telling you, also reinforcing that yes, you have what it takes. Now, the Five of Pentacles is interesting because this right here is about feeling like um, you don't have the support structure around you in order to do this, or actually also kind of needing. There could be some of you that are maybe needing some sort of approval, like for those around you. What do my friends think? My family, my significant other, whatever it is, like a kind of like a dependency on the approval of others, because this card is about, one aspect of it is about either, you know, needing others and seeking their help, which is a positive thing, but also times when we shouldn't rely on others, when we should forge, we have what it takes to do whatever we need to do, and we don't need to rely on others' opinions or help in any way. And that's what this is really saying, is that you don't need someone's approval or okay to move forward, is that you should just move forward because you have what it takes. But the key here is really understanding where it is you kind of want to go. Okay. So, whatever it is you're thinking or feeling in your future, if you feel unprepared to move forward, just trust me and move forward into it. Move forward into it with, obviously, intention, with passion and drive and intelligence, obviously. But just start making those moves, and don't feel like you need to, like, I need to practice more, I need to get more education, I need this and that, or I need help of other people type of a thing with this Five of Pentacles reversed. Just move forward into it, and you're going to see that um things will work out really, really well for you. You're going to be rewarded for just taking those steps forward. Yeah, so really powerful reading. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, there's a link to my website in the description box below. But with that, I will say thank you. We will see you on some more videos for the second half of May. Thank you. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Capricorn and or the 10th house. This is going to be your May 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading. Okay, interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you is the King of Wands reversed. And if you watch my channel, I talk about the court cards, which are the king, queen, knight, and pages in the tarot deck. They can represent either energies or actual people in our life. And I feel like this is actually representing a person or situation in your life. Um, Probably there's a lot of fire energy in that. Okay, so we're looking at, like, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So if it's a person, it's someone that is either that sun sign, or they have a lot of the energy of one of those fire signs. And you're dealing with a situation that the first half of May, that may seem a little burdensome, and you're going to get through it. But what it is it's getting you to push you to the next side, or the next phase of your path, getting you to just like level up, okay, in a way. But it's going to be difficult. The energy I'm seeing is, like, as I said, like kind of like causing a burden, maybe a little bit of stress, in this situation, but you're going to come through it. Now, your timeline cards, you've got the 10 of Wands, you've got the Hermit card reversed, and you've got the 10 of Swords reversed. And so, the 10 of Wands is saying, okay, situation is causing a little bit of stress and burden, okay, that you're dealing with, and it's not going to be pleasant. But what it can do is the Hermit reversed is saying that, like, this is a test of your inner wisdom. And the inner wisdom is, are you going to react to this situation in the same way you've always reacted? Or are you going to pick a new path based on wisdom? Because remember, what wisdom is it's experience learned. Because people can have an experience in life. We all have experiences since we were born. We have experiences, right? And we either learn from them or we don't. I mean, I think sitting here right now, you could probably think of people in your life that you're like, they've had experience after experience and haven't learned from it, right? So when we learn from experience, that's wisdom. It's experienced, learned, and understood. And so this situation is really saying, like, okay, have you learned from it? What are you supposed to learn? Well, one of two things happen when there's an obstacle that comes. We either back off from the obstacle or we overcome it. And I feel like most of you are at the point where you are going to work through this. You're going to attempt, and you're going to put your energy to work through this, because a lot of you are tired of retreating. You're tired of, not, um, I don't know, feeling like empowered. And I feel like you're in this position of working through this empowerment, and we get empowered through adversity, right? So that's what this is saying. This is saying, like, okay, you're going to have this test. And then the 10 of Swords reversed is the reason I'm positive about this and have a more positive view of it is the 10 of Swords is, you've gone down the path a lot of times where you didn't choose resistance or to move through the obstacle, and you found out what that was. And what you're doing is, the wisdom that you've learned from all these experiences, you've learned that if you just push through them, no matter how uncomfortable, you're gonna, like, be better off on the other end. And the positive thing is, the 10 of Swords is positive because you've gone from being, kind of like the end of something and gloomy, into something that is more of a positive nature, because you have the sunrise up here, that's, after you've gone through this dark day. And so I feel like you're working through this. Now, for each of you, as I said, it's going to be different. Whoever this person is or situation is that has this Aries, or I should say, just fiery energy, that causes a burden. What you want to do is, you want to, kind of fight through it. Now, how do you fight through that? Well, two things. Your advice cards are, you've got the reversed King of Swords, and you've got the Two of Wands. With the reversed King of Swords is, you're being told to not put too much mental energy behind this situation, because it could cause a lot of, like mental anxiety. But the way you're going to push through it is through, I guess you could say, like positivity and planning. So that's where this Two of Wands comes in. Is it's like you're being shown this for the exact reason, because it's showing you, like, this situation, whatever it is kind of a dead end. And the dead end is getting you to choose a new direction, like where it is you want to go. Like, you literally have the world at your fingertips, like you can see here. Okay, this is about looking toward your future, planning for your future, and in order to do that, it's getting you to face this adversity and see that this situation is ultimately kind of like a dead end. It's showing itself to you, saying like, okay, I need to move forward out of this. And what can end up happening is the reason that the King of Pentacles is, or excuse me, King of Swords is reversed, is this situation could get you in kind of like a mind trap where you're like second guessing yourself or overthinking things, and it could keep you from being able to kind of deal with the situation. And I feel like most of you are going to deal with it, and the way you're going to deal with it is you're saying like, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. Like, I can see that there's a way out. Like the analogy and the whole like example that I want to give is, we've all heard stories of people that have been successful in different areas of life, whether that be the entertainment industry, um, business, politics. We've all heard these, success stories, right? If you think back, hasn't every single success story been someone that has faced some sort of adversity? It could be a physical adversity, a mental adversity, a situation in their life, or whatever it is. They face an adversity and they work through it, and then they gain success. We don't normally hear stories where it's like all of a sudden like, yeah, I woke up, I went to school, and then boom, I became a multi-billionaire or whatever, or I became a superstar. Like, there's adversity along the way. And so what this situation, whatever this is, it's getting you to see that like, okay, this is a dead end for you. This is a dead end. Start looking toward the future. Where is it that you want to go? What is it you want to do? Because a lot of times, people, unless they can see that dead end, they'll kind of just stay in that situation. So this whole thing that's happening the first half of May is really a blessing. It's not a negative thing. It's getting you to see where it is you want to go, and to see that some areas of your life that could be more of a dead end. Okay. And as I said, it could be anything in your life, but it's definitely going to have to do with someone or some situation with like a lot of fiery energy, something that's causing you like a burden and stress. But anyway, recognize it for what it is, and then start dreaming, start thinking of like, okay, where do I want to go from here? Don't get stuck in this dead end. And so this is really a blessing to get you kind of, get you out of this situation. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. You found some value in it. Let me know in the comments how this plays out for you. I'm really curious. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Love to interact with you all. If you would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, where it could be heading in the future, there's a link to my website in the description box below. But with that, I'll say thank you. We will see you on the second half of May for videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Aquarius and or the 11th house. This is going to be your May 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the first half of May. Okay, really interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you is the Ten of Swords. And based on this card, and obviously this Wheel of Fortune reversed here, what I'm seeing for you, and this is interesting because a lot of the North Nodes have this month in various ways, but we're seeing the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle in people's lives. So for you, it's no different. We're looking at the end of one cycle and the beginning of another cycle. And it's a positive like shift, okay? It's a positive cycle. But there's some things where it's when we change as people in our lives, the change, like for example, it doesn't happen instantaneous. So let's say a person who, we've seen these videos where they go from being in one state of health to another better state of health. They don't just all of a sudden go from here to here, right? There's this transition period, okay, between, it's like working toward that. And I feel like you're at the end of a cycle. You're not quite there to the next cycle, but you're right at the threshold of it. And I'm seeing this for a lot of the north nodes, and I was thinking about it because it makes sense, because we just had, our eclipse season that finished up, and this the eclipse energy lasts from, until, like, for 6 months and beyond, until the next eclipses come up. And I'm just seeing this as a new cycle for you. What is the cycle for you in particular? Well, let's look at your timeline. This will answer the question. You've got the Magician upright. You've got the Knight of Wands reversed. And you've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Now, I'll start with the Wheel of Fortune. As I said, you're in this position where you're not quite in the new cycle of positivity in your life. So it's reversed. But the wheel is in the process of turning. So there can be some discomfort, but you can speed this up. Okay, you can speed up this energy during this cycle. And one of the things that I'm seeing that you can do is your natural gifts and talents that you have. You're not losing them, but what you're being told to do is you're being told to I guess use them sparingly. So like the Magician is saying, like, everybody that's watching this that has this north node, if you've got a north node in Aquarius and or the 11th house, you've got this wonderful south node, Leo, 5th house, creativity. Most of you that are watching this or listening to this have multi-talents, like you might be talented in different areas, okay? And even if you don't know it, you do have like multi talents. But what you're being told to do is you're being told to not move forward in now and into this next phase through the efforts of your own expertise, your own talents and gifts. You're being asked to move forward in something different, in something that is a little bit kind of more laid back, if you will. So really, like, the interesting thing about your reading is you're being told, you're not being advised to do something. You're actually being advised not to do something. You're being asked to just like lay back and let life happen. Like you're not being told you need to do blah blah blah, this, but I'm seeing it's like all you need to do is be yourself and move through life, but not rely like constantly on your gifts and talents in the world. Just like be there for people, be there in an Aquarius way. What's good for um, the people around me? What's good for my friends and family, for my community, for the world, or around me? And when you do that, you're kind of like essentially putting the energy on outwardly, like what can I do or who can I be for those around me or for the world, as opposed to what my gifts and talents will do for me and others, type of a thing. So it's just like it's like a holding back is what I'm seeing. um the interesting thing about this north node is that it can be very difficult for these people that have this north node, because they have so much like talent and so much to give to the world, but it seems like when they try to give it, it's not really accepted. And it's because it has to be done in the right way. It has to be like done sparingly. And that's what this is really saying. So your advice cards are, you've got the death card reversed and the moon reversed. Now, as you know, if you've watched this channel, any of the so-called scary cards, the death card, the tower, the devil, okay, they're just energies. The death card is about transformation. And what I'm seeing is the real test for you. This is the whole crux of the reading. The test for you for this first half of May is, when I'm moving into this next phase, can I hold back on my old ways of being and be someone new? Can I transform? Can I hold back my Leo South Node tendencies, my fifth house South Node tendencies, which are, trying to move through the world on my own talents and gifts and merits, and like, you must love and accept me because of my talents and my gifts and all of that. If you can hold back and just be supporting of others, like take a supporting role, working with others, kind of holding that energy back. If you can do that, that's the transformation that wants to happen. It's wanting you to move into this next phase with this energy of like holding back, as I said. And then the moon reversed is interesting because that's what really, like, if you're thinking about this, a lot of you have realized, like, yeah, I keep pushing for things and people aren't really like responding in what I create and what I bring to the table and whatnot. And so there's these things that are being, with the moon, there's things that are being uncovered, things that are hidden that are coming to light, things that you're learning about yourself, and that's part of this next phase. The amazing thing about this reading is, what I want you to really take away from this is that with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, anytime you get the Wheel of Fortune, okay, it's a positive card, because the wheel always wants to turn. It's always turning, but it wants to turn upright. It wants to turn upright. And so this is telling me that this next phase, you can really level up on your path. And it's really, it's simple but not easy, because you're just being told, you're not even being told to do anything. You're being told not to do something. You're just being told to like lay back, to get into that, Aquarius energy of, how can I be of help? How can I be of support to my community, family, business, whatever it is? How can I be there? And anytime you feel the need or the urge to want to like put yourself forward with your creativity, and as if it's just by yourself type of a thing, and it's something you're putting forward, that's what you're being told. I know that sounds weird. You have the gift of creativity, and you're being asked to use it, but in conjunction with others. That's like the big test. So if you have an idea, like, work with others, ask for others' opinion. Hey, can I work with you on this? Collaborate, type of a thing. So yeah, it's an interesting and a very intricate way of like moving through the world. And it's not, definitely not easy, although it is very simple. But just remember, if you can remember this, that if you move through life and realize that it's about you and others, and making sure that you are working with others on whatever project you're working on. If you can do that, you're going to be more successful. So if you have your creativity to give, make sure that it's in collaboration with others, type of a thing. And that's what's going to get you to move forward in this new phase. And I think most of you are going to do that. But yeah, really positive things with this Wheel of Fortune, because I see that you're really, a lot of breakthroughs are going to happen, this month and moving through the summer. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, where it's heading in the future, there's a link to my website in the description box below. With that, I will say thank you, and we will see you on some more videos for the second half of May. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Pisces and or the 12th house. This is going to be your May 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the first half of May. Okay, so the theme card that popped out for you for the first half of May is the Lover's card reversed. And then based on what I'm seeing here, we'll get into the timeline in a minute, but you got the Page of Cups here, and you've got the Seven of Cups reversed. So it's all about emotions and the heart and relationships, okay? And from what I remember, the last few readings have really, this has been a big theme for you, North Node in Pisces or the 12th house, relationships. The thing I'm getting here is that, yes, the Lover's card is relating to, romantic relationships, significant others, but it's also relationships of all sorts, but in particular, karmic relationships or relationships that have a karmic value to them, meaning that they could be like big like lessons. So like as friends, family relationships can also be part of this, friends, family, and also work, as I said. But also, I'm getting the feeling of like, again, this is also your relationship with yourself. So remember, if you have this North Node, you have a South Node in Virgo or the sixth house, which could be, very kind of like self-critical, right? So this is talking about, again, like it could be like self-love, right? But it's all about developing um, emotions and kind of getting them, under control. So for each of you, it's going to be different. It could be an external relationship, or it could be your internal relationship with yourself. Okay. So let's look at the timeline. How is this going to play out? Okay. So you've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. You've got the Page of Cups upright, and you've got the Seven of Cups reversed. So you're going through this period of time where, like a lot of the North nodes this month, if not all of them, because of the eclipse season, I'm seeing like a new phase in all of our lives. I haven't really come across any North nodes this month that I feel like there isn't a new cycle or phase that's starting. And I feel like it has to do with the eclipses that have happened, because eclipses, these last eclipses were very transformative, and there's always a new cycle that's kind of starting with the eclipses. But this one's like a biggie. This was like really a chance to like level up for everybody, and you're no different if you're watching this video. This is a big like cycle change. Okay, now one of the things that wants to happen is that there there could be some confusion emotionally that's going on within you, like almost like a battle emotionally that a lot of you are dealing with silently within yourselves. Like what is that battle? It's like, where is it I want to go? Where do I want to put my heart? Where do I want to put my energy? Like how is it all going to play out? Like an overthinking thing that's coming from your south node in Virgo or the sixth house. It's like an overthinking or a worry, and it's causing you like to be emotionally scattered. A lot of you are like that. So what you're being told to do is that go into this, and what you want to do is you want to connect with your true heart energy. Now, why, that might seem like really trivial, like, oh yeah, big deal, like, okay, connect your heart. No, but you know how you have to understand, There is literally, when you have this north node, there is a battle between your mind and your heart and emotions. Why do I say that? Because your south node is ruled by the planet Mercury, which is thought, which is the intellect. There's nothing wrong with that. But remember, our south node always reflects challenges for us, right? So that's overthinking, right? And then you've got Pisces, which is, ruled by Neptune. Okay, we're talking about emotions. We're talking about watery emotions. So there's this heart and head battle going on. And what this is saying is that you want to listen to your heart energy. One of the two things is going to be loudest, okay? There's going to be one of three things that can happen. A person that has this energy for this cycle could listen to their mind, follow that. That could be the loudest thing. Or they could have both the mind and the heart so loud that it's creating confusion. If you try to blast 3 or 4 radios at the same time with different stations and different music, I mean, we've all heard that in you know, movies and stuff and TV. It's like, whoa, what's going on? So it's like it can cause this like static or interference, right? Or the third way is you can block out the static, you can block out the overthinking, and you can follow your heart. And that's what's happening here for the second half of, or the first half of May, I should say, is that you're being asked to, in these situations, to connect to the heart energy. So how can this play out? Because I like to give examples, right? So let's say there's a situation where you have a situation of a relationship in your life, right? And you're trying to work through something. Well, what can happen naturally is there could be this, the mind can start getting overactive with your south node. You could start like overthinking things or overanalyzing things, and then that's starting to sway you in a certain direction. But what you're being told here is to stop that and to say, wait a minute, how, without my mind clouding things, how do I feel at an instinctual heart level about what's going on here? How do I really feel about it? And you're going to get the true answer for what it is you need to know for this situation. So the first half of May, you're being asked to do this. You're being asked to navigate this emotional situation that most likely is going to have to do with a relationship or relationships in your life. And you're going to be asked to not allow the mind energy to overcome. Now, the value in that is, as I said, this is the end of one cycle, the beginning of another. And this is where a lot of the north nodes are leveling up. So you can just kind of cycles are going to change for us regardless. Okay. All of us we can either just kind of like slouch into the next cycle, or we can level up and power up and really kind of like, whoa, I can just like roll in, or I can really come at this next cycle. And that's what the reversed wheel of fortune is saying, that there's an opportunity to really like go to a higher level and not just kind of roll into that next cycle unpowered. Now, your advice cards are, you've got the moon card reversed, and you've got the 7 of Wands. Now, what this is saying is that any adversity that you're feeling now through the first half of May and even through all of May, any adversity is getting you to have things come to light in your life. So the adversity is the 7 of Wands. Okay, you're having to face something in your life, right? Whatever that is. How are you going to face it? Well, we were talking about heart first, not overthinking, but facing it bravely at an emotional level with your true heart and emotions, and sorting through it through your heart and instincts. And that could be easier said than done, because your mind might be telling you one thing, but your heart and instincts could be telling you another. And that's why a lot of people in relationships, when they first start, don't see red flags, because their heart and instincts are telling them one thing, but their mind says, oh, but they're so rich, they're so hot, they're so this, they're that. And they don't listen to the red flags, okay? So that's what I'm saying. This is the battle. This is the battle between the mind and the heart. Now, the moon reversed is that if you look at this adversity and you're following heart first, this is getting new things to come to light. You can, things were hidden about various relationships in your life, things that were hidden within you are going to come to light if you allow them to come to light, or they can remain hidden. Okay. And so I feel like for most of you with this reversed moon, there's going to be things that are going to come to light, and you're going to realize, most of you are going to have realizations of like, wow, okay, I never thought of myself that way, or I thought of this relationship in this way, or thought of, and it's all like a learning process, but it's through the adversity of this, because if everything is running smooth sailing in our life with, let's say, relationships, we're not going to look at them, we're not going to like look at them. So if this could be, as I said, with outward relationships or inward, you know, relationships. But the key here is, the keys, I should say, is don't let the mind make you overthink and worry and go into that Virgo sixth house mode, right? Stay in your heart, stay in your intuition, and follow that, and let that be your guide. Let that be who you listen to, and don't let it, the mind and the heart, battle up so much that there's this like static, because that's what's going to cause the confusion. And if you do that, things will come to light. You'll see things more clearly. That's what the moon is here reversed. The light of day, it will come, and you'll be able to understand things that were once hidden to you are going to become uncovered, right? Anyway, yeah, very, very powerful first half of May. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Reach out to me in the comments or elsewhere in my contact information. If you would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it's headed in the future, there's a link to my website in the description box below. With that, I will say thank you. We will see you on the second half of videos for May. Many blessings.